So I think it would be fair to say that the run up that we've seen over the last couple of days, not the whole run up for the entire month, which is like 32% or something for the last 30 days. Not the entire run up, but especially the run up of the last few days is really about these numbers. And I don't know how much of the run up is Robotaxi and some of the other catalysts, that we have. And I've been making the claim that this is the most catalyst rich 90 days of any company I've ever seen in history. I'm just curious, maybe I'll run down catalysts and you let me know what you think might or might not happen. So we've got starting with version 14.
Definitely happening, and that is the one I'm probably the most bullish about, to be honest with you. Like I think that's such a big deal. We're gonna get videos of people doing it. You're gonna get butts and seats trying it. I think take rate goes up. We've already heard from one of the Tesla. I forget who it was that disclosed that take rate has actually increased markedly recently. So like that trend is going to continue too. And I don't think Wall Street analysts actually have the ability in their financial models to to have take rate going up because most haven't built it that way. So yeah, no, I think that's a very big deal and probably a bit of a sleeper
All right.
for Wall Street at least.
And instead of continuing down my list, let me just take a sidebar real quick. I'm figuring that we probably got enough orders yesterday and last week to carry us for the first quarter. I think that we won't see a lot of price uh, offerings and discounting in the first month of the fourth quarter in the United States. The rest of the world, it doesn't matter. We didn't have the end of the $7,500
Mhm.
credit anywhere else but here. So I'm thinking the first quarter is probably going to be covered by people that put in their orders late and just normal traffic after that. But I heard you guys talking on your show this week, and I had already been thinking this way. So I'm wondering if Tesla's thinking this way. What if the method that they would use to jumpstart sales in the third and second and third month of the quarter was to put together packages on the Y on virtually the entire line, including if there's a Model Q, just put in across the whole line, not a discount on FSD 14, but rather a package like they did on Cybertruck.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially whenever they launch a new product, they seem to do that. They'll go higher price variant first, make you buy FSD, all those sorts of things. So I think that trend is likely to continue. The only caveat which Bradford and I discussed on Tuesday would be, if you're introducing the Model Q or the Model Y, cheap version, whatever. I don't know how many buyers for a cheaper version of the Model Y with like a Lux package, there really will be. So, it might be more limited effectiveness than say when you were launching Cybertruck or the refreshed Model Y, where like demand was just off the charts and people are like, I will pay whatever to get one of these right away. So it may have like a more short shelf life, but at least for that one product. But I do think they'll try to do some stuff to push that.
Here's how I see that group, and I think I see it a lot different than Gary Black, and maybe different than anybody else. I'm a product guy after all. Okay, I've spent my entire life selling products, and as I see this product, there is a huge number of folks that have wanted a Tesla that couldn't
Mhm.
afford it, wasn't
Yep.
in their price range, wasn't in their price range in terms of getting a loan or on the car. They would be they wouldn't be qualified, or they
Mhm.
just can't see spending 42,000 or whatever. There's just a number. It's just a bridge
Yeah.
too far. And I think that there's that pent up group that if it's even as low, I saw this video today or video this X post today that maybe it's only going to be $5,000 cheaper. I'd be surprised. I think it will be less. I know you. I also know you have an opinion on that, so I'll let you
Yeah.
talk about it. But if it's only $5,000 less, there's still that group. There's that marginal buyer. I'm always looking at the marginal buyer. What does that $5,000 really mean? And in addition, let me finish my concept. Personally, I don't care about the sunroof. I'm saying if I was buying the car, I don't care about the sunroof. I prefer cloth. I
Okay.
certainly don't care about I certainly don't care about a TV in the back seat.
Yep.
Pretty much the things that are not going to be on this car are things that I wouldn't have cared about anyway. I'll
Hmm.
let you go.
Yeah. So if the $7,500 tax credit was still in place, then I would say there's going to be more pent up demand that could be realized with this. Because like you, I know a lot of people who fall in that category that you described, that they just can't wrap their head around, paying, close to $40,000, maybe a little bit north of that, for a car. So if you had I don't know, let's say a $35,000 variant of a Model Y that was a lot cheaper, and you had the $7,500 tax credit, well, I think that opens up like a massive pool because now your
Right,
out the door price is sub 30.
right.
But with that tax credit being gone, then like you're really at the point where like that group still their net out the door price is going to be very similar to what it was yesterday,
Mm.
when the $7,500 tax credit was there. I think there will be some people who go for that, and I think in the longer term, like the absence of that tax credit, like you want to have some lower priced option to scoop up those people who maybe can afford that but can't afford the base Model Y, that's where that's priced right now. So I think it's a good thing, but I'm not necessarily of the opinion that it's going to stoke massive new demand, at least in the United States, because your net out the door price is actually going to be higher going forward than it was in Q3 and earlier.
Now, if it's $10,000 off, though, which again, this ability to read the information, in the somehow in the code, doesn't necessarily mean that that is the final price. That could have been a price that was just put in there for as a holding place. So the price can come out less. There could also be this creaming of the price in the beginning, as I
Hmm.
always did whenever I sold any product, if possible, is I always try to get that high price first for the early adopters. But let's say that the real price is $10,000 under the Model Y, or maybe there's also a Model 3 version that's 10,000 under the Model 3 as it stands right
Hmm.
now. That would seem to me to break open new territory.
Yeah, so I would agree with you there. My disagreement would be I don't think they're going to get to 10,000, and I don't think they'll get much more savings than $5,000. I mean the type of stuff that we're talking about here, getting rid of the glass roof, getting rid of the screens in the back, some lower quality materials. I don't think if you sum up the cost savings on all those things, you get to even $5,000, let alone 7,500 or something like that. Or let alone 10,000. So, I just I don't think they'll get there. Yeah, I think the goal with Cybercab is to really, drive down that price to the, call it $25,000 range.
Mhm.
That's where they want to have like the true like unboxed process and everything like that. And it sounds like from everything we've been able to piece together from what Tesla said, like we're getting like a step in the direction of the unboxed process. We're not getting the
Oh,
full
sure.
shebang,
Oh,
let
yeah.
alone like the size, the complexity of the Cybercab is going to be a lot smaller. There'll be less materials costs, everything like that in the Cybercab, as opposed to some slimmed down Model Y. So I just don't. I'm skeptical that they'd get to that level of cost savings.